Well, per the NWI Times, Cozey Weatherspoon, the Calumet Township Assessor and former Gary Common Council member, has passed away at age 67. Chief Deputy Assessor Sandra Ford has said that she learned of Weatherspoon's passing on Tuesday. She said the assessor's office was devastated and shocked to learn the news. Ford and Weatherspoon started off as opponents, running against each other in the 2022 Democratic primary. After Weatherspoon was elected Calumet Township Assessor, he actually appointed Ford as his chief deputy. Weatherspoon was elected to the Gary Common Council in 2019. He represented the 2nd District, championing projects like Jurek Trucking relocation, which brought Jurek Trucking headquarters, formerly in Hammond, to the, the former Edison Middle School property. Construction on the project is currently underway. Weatherspoon was an active member of Gary's Democratic Precinct organization and worked as Gary's Director of General Services under Mayor Karen Freeman Wilson. Trent McCain, the former deputy of Gary, has said that Weatherspoon was a political animal and said he will be sorely missed. Cozey Weatherspoon was a graduate of Westside High School and of Indiana University Northwest. Ford said that he was. Ford said she was looking forward toward. Ford said that he was looking towards obtaining his level 3 assessor appraiser certification and had successfully completed 3 of the 5 required classes. He belonged to the Trinity United Church of Christ in Gary and was a lifetime member of the NAACP. He is survived by his 1 adult son, Corey Weatherspoon. So thanks to our friends over at the Northwest Indiana Times for that one. I actually got to meet Cozey a few times. He was somebody who would call in when I was on Monday nights with Jonathan Booth 4 or 5 years ago. He would call in regularly, and he was always very thoughtful in a lot of the topics, especially that had to do with here in the city of Gary. He came in. He actually did the show with us a few times. Always really good to me, always really nice to me. I was here when he was here with Levita Sparks Wade, the controversial episode of the Levita Sparks Wade show that he was here. He was always somebody very cordial towards me, and you know, I'm all prayers and thoughts go to his family and friends and everybody who knew him. Rest in peace to Lake County Assessor. Calumet Township Assessor Cozey Weatherspoon. Unfortunately, that wasn't the only death that we had, prominent death that we had this week. Dexter Scott King, the son of the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., has died of cancer. Dexter Scott King, who dedicated much of his life to shepherding the civil rights legacy of his parents, the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. and Coretta Scott King, died Monday after battling prostate cancer at the age of 62. The King Center in Atlanta, Georgia, of which he served as the chairman, said that the younger son of MLK and Coretta Scott King died in his home in Malibu, California. His wife, Leah Weber King, said in a statement that he died peacefully in his sleep. Martin Luther King III, his older brother, said, "The sudden shock is devastated. It's hard to have the right words at a moment like this. We ask you for your prayers at this time for the entire King family." Dexter was the 3rd of the King's 4 children. He was named for the Dexter Avenue Baptist Church in Montgomery, Alabama, where his father served as a pastor when the Montgomery bus boycott launched him to national prominence in the wake of the 1955 arrest of Rosa Parks. Dexter King was just 7 years old when his father was assassinated in April '68, when he was supporting striking sanitation workers in Memphis, Tennessee. Al Sharpton said in a statement, he turned his pain into activism, however, and dedicated his life to advancing the dream that his parents had for their children. He said that he left us far too soon. U.S. Senator Raphael Warnock, the senior pastor of Atlanta's Ebenezer Baptist Church, where MLK preached, said that he prayed with the King family Monday and extended his deepest condolences, strength, and solidarity to them during this time of remembrance and grief. Now, Dexter King described the impact of his father's death on his childhood and the rest of his life in his memoir, Growing Up King. He said, "Ever since I was 7, I felt I must be normal. Formality, seriousness, certitude, all of these are difficult poses to maintain, even if you're a person with perfect equilibrium with all the drama that life throws at you." As an adult, Dexter bore such a striking resemblance to his famous father that he was cast to play him in a 2002 TV movie about Parks starring Angela Bassett. I have not seen that. I need to watch that, whatever that movie was. I didn't know that they actually got Dexter King to play his father in a movie. He also worked to protect the King family's intellectual property in addition to serving as chairman of the King Center. He was also the president of the King Estate. Dexter King and his siblings, who shared control of the family estate, didn't always agree on how to uphold their legacy. In one particularly bitter disagreement, the siblings ended up in court after Dexter and his brother in 2014 sought to sell the Nobel Peace Prize their father was awarded in 1964, along with the civil rights leaders' traveling Bible used by President Barack Obama for his second inauguration. Bernice King, she said she found the notion unthinkable. I don't blame her. The King siblings settled the dispute in 2016 after former President Carter served as a mediator. The items were turned over to the brothers, but other items of the settlement of the terms were kept confidential. Decades earlier, Dexter King made headlines when he publicly declared that he believed James Earl Ray, who pleaded guilty in 1969 to murdering his father, was innocent. They met in 1997 at a Nashville prison amid an unsuccessful push by the King family members to have Ray stand trial, hoping the case would reveal evidence of a broader conspiracy. When Ray said during their prison meeting that he wasn't the killer, Dexter King replied, "I believe you, and my family believes you." But Ray never got a trial, and he died from liver failure the following year. Dexter King is survived by his wife as well as his older brother, Martin Luther King III, his younger sister, the Reverend Bernice A. King, and a teenage niece, Yolanda Renee King. His younger sister, Bernice, said, "Words cannot express the heartbreak that I feel from losing another sibling." She said in a statement. Now, a memorial service will be announced later, and the family is planning a news conference in Atlanta, so, stay tuned for that. But yes, rest in peace to the youngest son of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Dexter King. He was 62 years old. And unfortunately, we are not done with the notable passings away here this last week. This one went under the radar, but if you're a music fan like I am, a music obsessive, then you know that this was a tremendous loss as well for the music community. Marlena Shaw, the jazz and R&B vocalist whose California Soul was one of the defining songs of the late 60s, has died. She was 81 years old. Shaw's daughter, Maria Bradshaw, announced the singer's death on Friday in a video posted on Facebook. Her cause of death was not given. Shaw was a charismatic and wide-ranging vocalist, best known for her song California Soul, which has endured as a widely popular and often sampled song. That's how I know it. You know, hip-hop has introduced me to so much great music, so much great jazz and soul music over the years, because rappers used to sample a lot. And this song, California Soul, was just so powerful. I mean, oh my God, this is a tremendous, tremendous record. And it is one of those songs that I believe people will be listening to 100 years from now. It was written by Ashford and Simpson. You know, just another great Ashford and Simpson song. The Fifth Dimension and Marvin Gaye also recorded versions of this song, but her version of this song is the standard. And so I just want to say rest in peace to Miss Marlena Shaw. Here is California Soul in her honor. Rest in peace to her, to Miss Marlena Shaw. She died at the age of 81.